What was just the message to the guys first day of training camp? Obviously, not new for you, but just having this new group was kind of the message.
I think the biggest message to start was just not taking this for granted. It's a huge honor, huge blessing to have this platform, to be able to use your talents to showcase them and be a blessing to others. The second bullet point for us was being a team that sets the standard every day. Walking in the gym, walking in this building, and creating good habits. That work has already started in the summer, but as we start our official first day of training camp, reiterating that point, and I thought Herb Jones did a great job, and Zion of stepping up and talking about that from the very beginning.
And Trey kind of mentioned from the very beginning, Jordan Poole has been very vocal as the point guard. How much have you noticed that?
He's very vocal, and we love it. He sees the game well. He's speaking up. He's talking about the details, and he's locked in and he's focused, and that's what it takes from not only Poole but our whole group.
And when Clay said the energy was different today, did you sense that too?
It was really good energy. Guys were locked in. We threw a lot at them today. That first practice, you're trying to get everything in that you can. Probably overcoaching a little bit, but those guys were locked in. It was intense. Non-contact the first practice, but the intensity level was high.
Like you cover everything, both sides of the ball. You run through the whole gambit, terminology and stuff like that.
We didn't. We try to be really conscious about how much we're putting in at one time. So, by the end of camp, we want to have a good foundation in defensively, offensively. When we get to our first preseason game, second preseason game, we're adding more and more. A lot of the stuff these guys know, so it's review, but I love the attention to detail.
How refreshing is it to see, Trey was talking about how great the vibes were. You just mentioned all the good things you saw today. How refreshing is it to see the guys come out like this, after how last year went?
It's refreshing. We all understand that last season was not a season that we expected to have. And now we're turning the page. And that's the biggest thing that I saw from this group today is they're going forward. They know what we're capable of. These guys are talented. They're hardworking. And we just believe that when we put our group on the floor, we want to be the hardest playing, the most competitive team in the league.
Do you like that? Maybe just following up on that, Trey said that Zion in her being healthy could be scary. You just said they've got the talent. Maybe not like arrogance, but confidence in, hey, we think we can be special if it all comes together.
Absolutely. I think when you evaluate, these guys that's extremely talented, confidence goes along with that. It's the reason why they're here. It's the reason why they've made it this far in life. But those guys being healthy is going to be extremely important for us. And we're putting the work in. That's the biggest thing we can do right now is we won't do a lot of talking. We'll put the work in.
The three guys that he referenced played 0 games together in the regular season last year. Just as a coach, how refreshing or how exciting is it to see those three guys out there together today?
It's exciting. We went through the adversity. We understand that last season. You can't always predict what's going to happen year in and year out, but if we're healthy, we know we can compete with the best of them.
And we talked a lot about, about Z's body transformation as to what he's done. What just kind of stood out about him first day?
I just have to commend him. The work that he put in the summer, stepping up right away and being vocal with our group, being one of the guys that's up front and center defensively. Those are things that we expect from Z. And so, again, reiterating that point of every day coming in and setting a standard. Those are some concepts that we're seeing already from him.
When you look at the roster kind of on paper here and then evaluating this day, when you look at depth at certain positions, are there any kind of position battles that excite you in terms of guys, fighting to get minutes this year, or is it still kind of early to tell with that stuff?
For sure. It should be competitive. I always encourage our guys to make my job tough, make it extremely difficult on who's going to play, when they're going to play, and that comes with the intensity, the execution in practice, and the hard work in practice.
There's a lot of talk about Trey Murphy taking on a bigger role. What have you seen from him over the last second half of last season, moving into this year?
Well, we saw him a little bit more on the ball, playing in pick and roll, creating off the dribble, and we want him to have some of that we also don't want him to lose, what he does really well. And so just finding the balance for him is what he's doing now. And then the real key is he's guarding primetime guys on the opposite end of the floor, rebounding the ball at a high level. All things that we know Trey Murphy can do, and he's more than capable, and we're expecting a huge year from him.